Well, I think it exposes things for us that we need to continue to work on. We felt really prepared going into the weekend, but then we saw some areas where we really need to focus during practice and clean up and make sure that we're defensively set and ready to go. And offensively, we've got a game plan going into it. And I think for our pitchers and our pitching staff, it just allowed them to recognize what will happen when they throw mistakes in games against other opponents. And so just good opportunities for us to learn and then build confidence on areas where we had success.
This week, another tournament, a bit closer to home. Mm-hmm. What is the excitement level? What are you looking for in tournament number 2 now?
Well, it's a quick turnaround for us and a good opportunity for us to be able to show that we can make adjustments quickly after learning from this last weekend. It's going to be nice to play closer to home and have a good fan base, I think, and face some other good quality opponents that we feel well matched with.
Last weekend, 2-4, but the 2 wins came against teams you had previously lost to. Mm-hmm. To come back and beat them the second time around, how big was that for your team?
I think that's huge for their belief in how well they can fight, and I think our confidence as a coaching staff, knowing that we've got fighters on the team that want to go back up against a team that they've lost to. 2 of the losses we had were really close, tight losses where we were fighting up until the end and gave ourselves an opportunity to win, and then we had 2 that were pretty ugly losses, but I think mentally to bounce back from that and find a way to get 2 quality wins was huge for this program. We have a lot of young new players.
Speaking of one of those new players, I think we're going to do a story on the Eichelbergers,
mm-hmm.
the married between the softball and baseball program. So what have you seen from your Eichelberger, Mercedes, and her transition here to ACU?
Oh gosh, Sadie has been such a huge pickup for us. She is one of the most consistent kids on our team. You just know exactly who you're going to get every day when you get Sadie on the field, and she's a really fun player to watch because she plays so light and relaxed and just has so much joy playing softball. It's fun for her teammates to rally around that.
All right, thank you.
So you guys played Idaho State and Creighton over the weekend. So what kind of experience does the team get in playing those bigger universities like that and being able to just get reps against them?
I think it was for us, we had prepared a lot and showed them what we were going to face and gone over video and scouting reports. And so I think this was a good weekend for them to learn what information they need to utilize going into a weekend to feel more prepared. Their first time against a new opponent. Really, they were all really good matchups for our skill sets. In the end, we just didn't execute well in some of those games and under pressure. And so I think it just teaches them that we can't let our guard down and that they need to perform. They don't need to be perfect, but they need to perform the whole game to be able to walk away with wins.
Yeah, you touched on pitching a little bit. So
mm-hmm.
just going into a little bit more into that. So what were your thoughts on White and Holman Menzel and their pitching this weekend?
Sydney had an outstanding weekend for us. I think she showed a lot of leadership. She really attacked batters and showed a ton of confidence at the end of a game that her team was able to build on. She's going to be a big tool for us this year. Her experience and her ability to move the ball and throw really hard. She's worked hard in the offseason to develop some of her pitches, and it was fun to see success against hitters. I'm excited for Riley this year, being able to work alongside Sydney as a starter. She has an opportunity to learn from Sydney's experience, and she looks different as a pitcher, and so being able to use her skill sets to complement Sydney's, I think is going to be huge for her.
So, you had mentioned that, you do have a young team. Have any players stepped up as leaders, and, what is is anyone filling that role?
Absolutely. I think that was one of the biggest takeaways for us this weekend is that we had kids step up. Really, not that we didn't expect them to step up, but they outperformed our expectations. Randy Davila had an exceptional weekend. She did a phenomenal job in left field. Offensively, she was a huge deal for us. She put the ball in play and just made things happen for us. So that was huge for her. That's 2 years of working, just grinding really hard. 8 months ago she was a slapper, and now she's hitting away and making some really big offensive moves for us. Sydney Kaiser had to step up behind the plate and catch 5.5 games for us, and that's a really big deal for a sophomore to lead the field lead the team from behind the dish. And we're playing a lot of freshmen. We've got a freshman in right field, a freshman at shortstop, and we've got a newcomer that we've only had for a month playing at third base for us. And so we had a ton of kids really step up. That Maddie playing third base for us. Offensively, she led our team and really exceeded expectations offensively for us. So really a ton of kids stepping up out of their norm and making things happen.